First of all, I'm not arguing that we shouldn't respect children's rights.
I know that, Mike. I know you are.
Not arguing against that at all. I think the thing is, I am extremely cautious at this moment in time about whether or not legislation brings the panacea and the benefits that people feel it would do. I've been involved in lots of campaigns, for instance, for the statutory right to complain. Okay, we've got the statutory right to complain. It isn't worth the paper it's written on for the vast majority of looked after children up and down this country. You know, we've argued for a statutory right to an independent reviewing officer. We've got a statutory right to an independent reviewing officer. It's not worth the paper it's written on for the vast majority of looked after children in this country. And since 2002, since the Adoption and Children Act of 2002, section 118, when it was enacted, there have only been 8 cases upon which an independent reviewing officer has ever decided to use the independent powers they've got to refer a case to CAFCAS, for instance. My concern a little bit, not entirely, I don't entirely disagree with Barry, in terms of that there are articles in this convention that are being breached on a daily basis in this country. I totally accept that, right? But equally, the vast majority of these articles in this convention already have expression in UK law in some way or other. So it's not only the articles. Children have a right to education. Do every child in this country get that right to education? No, they do not. Children have a right to be heard in certain situations. Do they get that right to be heard in certain situations? No. Regardless of whether we're talking about Article 12 or whether we're talking about Section 22.7 of the Children Act 1989. Children have that right. It's not the issue of the instrument. There is something else fundamentally lacking, something fundamentally missing that I'm not convinced that simply legislating for necessarily answers the question. And I think we need to take a more complete and comprehensive approach, the sort of approach that the Joint Committee on Human Rights seems to be promoting at the moment.